MCU fans are upset with Kevin Feige? Why am I not surprised? Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
Come on. Do it! Do it!
So this story is further proof that if you say anything even somewhat against the grain towards a Marvel property, that you will definitely receive backlash for those comments. Because apparently Marvel is above criticism. It's above critique. Apparently it's even above honesty. Apparently the man who godfathered the MCU, Kevin Feige himself, doesn't know what he's talking about in regards to Marvel.
No shit.
This man was basically asked about his inspiration for the Wandavision title in a Rolling Stone article. He answered honestly and truthfully, and he responded that Wandavision was inspired by the title of the movie Black Klansman, because they pretty much just mushed two words together, and they knew that everyone would accept that title. So now, of course, some MCU diehards are cursing Kevin Feige on social media because they say he's quote-unquote validating WandaVision's critics, who say that the show is not that thought-provoking and not that good. He's basically adding fuel to the anti-MCU fire now, I guess.
But why?
I think the real problem here is that people get too personally attached to certain properties to the point that they can't see things in an unbiased or realistic way. Did anyone who's upset by his comments stop and think that maybe you're just reading too much into these movies? That maybe even the people who are making them aren't intending them to be anything life-changing, just a fun experience at the movies? Maybe it's just not that deep. People had all these theories about what the WandaVision title meant, and Kevin Feige basically just destroyed all that because he said he just put two words together. This is the guy who brought you 20 some odd movies that most of you enjoy. All he did was give an honest response to a question he was asked, and suddenly he's validating the show's critics? Do you realize how insane that sounds?
Now you want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts.
Do you think it's possible for you to like a show and think what you want to think about it without forcing those ideas onto other people? Just like people are allowed to answer questions honestly about Marvel, especially if they're the ones making these movies. I think they would know what the name means better than you or I. But I think the bigger question here is all these people who got upset over these comments. Why do you care? Does Kevin Feige's comments, or my comments, or anyone on YouTube's comments affect how you viewed WandaVision? If not, then who gives a shit?
Goddamn right, that's the only way I work, Cap.
I personally reviewed every episode of WandaVision as they were released, and by the end of it, I felt like it was one of the most pointless and frustrating experiences that I've ever had. There was all these theories about why Evan Peters was back, and what his character means moving forward, and when it came right down to it, he was just there to make a boner joke. The point is, there was a time when you just didn't read too much into popcorn movies and you just took them for what they are, if in fact that is what you wanted to do. And if someone has valid criticisms about those movies, or answers honestly to questions asked about those movies, that's okay too.
Let's gut the freaking nerd.
I think social media is mostly to blame here because it's created this environment where everyone has a platform to talk, but no one wants to listen. Kevin Feige is point blank telling you, the name is not that deep. If you choose to discredit him, then that's on you. But just so you know, I wouldn't be surprised if more things like this about the MCU came out in a post-Endgame world. To be clear, I don't think anyone has ever said that they didn't have a plan about how they wanted this universe to roll out. They most certainly had a plan more than some other franchises.
Because it's all part of the plan.
But can we stop acting like these movies all need to be interpreted as life-changing experiences for everyone? And otherwise, if it doesn't, that somehow invalidates that person's opinion? The beautiful thing about movies and how it's been since the beginning of time is they are all subjective. What works for you might not work for others. What you see in a movie, other people might not see, and vice versa. You don't have to deal in absolutes and like every single thing that the MCU puts out.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
I think Iron Man 1 is great, and I thought WandaVision sucked. It doesn't have to be so black and white. There's always areas of gray. Believe it or not, I actually gained respect for Kevin Feige for being honest in this interview, instead of giving some bullshit answer about the name having some kind of deeper meaning that it really doesn't. The point is that if you learn to accept things for what they are, you'll probably live a happier and healthier life. You won't be so angry, and you won't waste your time arguing about superhero movies on Twitter. Just some food for thought. So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Nah.